Hi everyone, and welcome back to Smarta.
With Marta. Today we're here to do the answers for the math subtraction number line. So if you haven't finished your on your own questions, you need to stop this video and go back and do them and then come back when you're ready. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to start with the shout outs. My shout out is to Elsie. So I wanted to just compliment her because when she did her Alberta page, she also sent me a very detailed picture with some things about Alberta in it. She had the Rocky Mountains, she had the provincial bird, which was the owl, and writing is a good way to get your point across, but drawing is also a good way to give information. Definitely. So I like that she gave me information both ways. Thank you, Elsie. Nice
job, Elsie. My shout out goes to Owen. Owen did on his own. I never asked him to do this, didn't suggest it. Owen decided to do his own plant journal. So what he did is he went into his backyard or maybe a place around, I'm not sure it was his backyard or if it was around his community, but he created a research report. He divided it into sections. He gave it a title, My Plant Journal, and then he had different sections for the different plants he was studying.
Well, I think he had drawings maybe of how the plants were changing.
Well, he did, not only did he do the drawings in different stages, but he labeled the drawings very detailed, and then he wrote about what he was seeing as well.
Oh, that is a connection between Elsie and Owen.
Yes.
Pictures and writing.
Exactly, and that is, Owen, that was some great hands-on learning, taking science, making it fun, and making it a creative writing project also. That was so many things, Owen.
And that's another thing. Remember we talked before about passion projects. If you have something you're really interested in, then you can make up your own project.
And it's also a lot easier when you're passionate about it. So I'm sure that was a very easy project to Owen.
It's more interesting anyway.
He was very interested in it. He was very excited about it. Exactly. Great job, Owen.
All right. Jokes.
Okay.
Both of these jokes are from Mrs. Marta because you haven't sent me any.
Why do we never tell jokes to pizza?
I don't know.
They're too cheesy. Not bad, Mrs. Marta. Not Pretty one good. Of your better ones.
Oh, come on. I noticed that both of the jokes are about food. Could that be because it's close to dinner time? Let's find out. What do cats eat for breakfast?
What do cats eat for breakfast?
Mice Krispies.
That one's better. I like that one. That's a good one. Were they rainbow Mice Krispies?
Of course they were.
I like rainbow Mice Krispies.
All right, we'll meet you guys over at the easel.
All right, boys and girls, we're here for the answers to the On Your Own for number line. Now, I know a lot of you know what 6 minus 2 is for basic facts. You're very smart. Had lots of practice. You said 4, but I wanted you to show a number line so you get good practice with it. So we start at 2 and we want to get to 6. You could just do it this way and say it takes 4 to get to 6. And that's your answer right there. So 6 minus 2 is 4.
What if you can't do that?
If you can't do that, sort of do it by ones. You would go count up 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 1, 1, 1. You have 4 ones, that's 4. There's your answer. 13 minus 5. So we're starting to get progressively more difficult. We start at 5. We want to get to 13. Now, we could count by ones, which take a while, but I'd rather get to my next set of 10. So if I have 5, let's do that big 10. 5 plus 1 equals 10. I'm hoping all of you just shouted 5 plus 5 gets you to 10. And then to get from 10 to 13, you simply need 3 more. And that gets you to 13. So you know you're at the correct answer. And you start at 5. How much did you use? Here you had a 5. Here you had a 3. Add them together. 5 plus 3 is, you should have an 8 right there. Because 5 plus 8 does equal 13. 13 minus 5 is 8.
Now, if you got those right, put a check mark on your paper. But if you didn't get them right, that's okay. You can stop the video and fix it up.
That's the beauty of video. You can do this as many times as you want to. And even if you got them all right, but you feel like, you know what, I could probably get faster at it, you can do it again. Or you can maybe do the number line a different way.
Yeah, maybe you did it a different way and you could look at it and see if you got the right answer, or maybe you could try it Mr. Marta's way as well.
Yeah.
When else do you have the power to pause your teacher?
Don't you wish you could always pause, Mr. Marta? So, next question, 16 minus 9. You start with 9. You want to get to 16. Well, I like getting to my next 10 first. So to get from 9 to 10, how much more we need, boys and girls? It's simply on 1. And to get from 10 to 16, well, that's also an easy jump for me. You could count by ones if you wanted to, but I'm guessing most of you know you got 0 in the ones column. To make it 16, simply add that 6 to that ones column to get the 16. Now you've got 1 plus 6 is how much? 7. So 16 minus 7.
I just noticed that those, when you're going from 10 to 16, those are the 10 ands. And we worked on those a lot, right? 10 and 3 is 13, 10 and 6 is 16.
Exactly. You can see why we start and build on things, boys and girls. 23 minus 8. All right, so we started with 8 here. I know I'm going to jump by 10, so let's jump right away with 10 more. 10 more gets me to 18. If I jumped 10 more, 18 plus 10 is 28, so it's too much. So I know I want to get to the 20s, so let's get to 20. 18 plus 2 more is 20.
All right, you look for your friendly fact, 8 plus 2.
Right there. 8 plus 2, you know they're 20. And now we want to get to 23. We're at 20. We need to get to 23. How many more do we need to get 20 to 23? Well, we need 3. Figure what we have here. 10, 2, and 3. Add them all together. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Or, I think Mr. Martin's going to do this, you could add these two together and get 5 right away.
And then 10 and 5.
And then 10 plus 5 is 15.
Me, that's
way easier, exactly. So you're allowed to group them together. The other thing is, you might not have done 8 to 18. You might have done 8 to 10 and counted up, okay, that's 2. And then from there to 20 is 10 more. And then from there to 3. So you might have a 2, a 10, a 3 on your number line.
Those are the
same numbers.
They're just in a different order.
Exactly. So as long as you're getting the correct number down here you're trying to get to, you're starting at the correct, and you're getting the right answer there, adding up, you're good. You can do any order you want to. 42 minus 17. This is pretty tough. We start that 17 down there. Some of you might take 17 to 20 and add a 3. I like to go by 10s right away. So 17, 27, another 10, 37. I can tell already I don't want to go to the next 10 because 37 plus 10 more is 47. I'd be past my number. So I stop there. These went up by 10s. 17 plus 10 was 27. 27 plus 10 was 37. I'm at 37. I got to get to 42. I want to get this to 40. 37 to 40. Use Mrs. Marta's make 10 trick. 7 plus what equals 10? 7 plus 3 equals 10, and that will get me to the next 10, 40. We're at 40 now. We want to get to 42. 40 plus how much to get to that 2? And you might have these numbers in any different order, I'm guessing, on your number line. You probably have the same numbers. Make sure you have them all. Let's go to 10s. 10 plus 10 is 20. Let's go to our 1s. 3 plus 2 is 5. Add them together. 20 plus 5 is 25.
Mr. Marta, I
yes.
wonder if you could show them the way that I would do it.
Certainly, yes. Let's do Mrs. Marta's down here. Mrs. Marta, you want to switch spots?
Just for a second.
Yeah, no problem. 42.
Sorry, guys, I'm on the floor. And I'm an old lady.
And she has no microphone on her right now.
It's going to take me a while. I'll just speak into Mr. Marta's microphone. Hello, everybody.
Can you want to do it from that side or this side?
I'll just do it from here.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'm in, like, can you just double check if I'm in the camera?
I will go look. You do that right now and I'll finish the last one. You are. You're looking good, Mrs. Marta.
All right, so Mr. Marta and I do this a little bit different. It's still the number line, but I don't go up to 27 when I start. So I start at 17 and I want to get to my next 10. So when I do it, I'm trying to get to 20. So I know that the 7 friendly fact is a 3, so I'm up by 3. Then I know I want to go up 30. I want to go up to 40. Those are both 10s. And then I'm like, do I want to go up to 50? Nope, that's too big. I want to get to 42. And the way I get from 40 to 42 is a 2. Now you will notice something. We have the same numbers. They're just in a different order. So I have 10 and 10, which is 20. And I have 3 and 2, which is 5. And look at that, same answer. It doesn't matter if you do it this way or this way, you do what works for you.
Perfect.
All right. Switcheroo.
Going on to the big challenge. As we call this the super duper. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
If you did this one, if you get this one right, that's crazy impressive for grade 2 boys and girls. Here's how I would do it, and hopefully not draw any more in my hand with a felt marker. So we have 436 minus 288. So I drew my number line. I'm going to put my 288 right here. I'm going to jump up by hundreds because I like the start. I'm going to jump by 100, which brings me to 388. If I jumped 100 more, I'd be at 488. It's too great of a number, so I can't do any more hundreds. But I do want to get that to a 400. So let's go up by tens next. 388 plus 10 more. Here's my tens column. It's an 8. So that's now going to change to a 9. So 398.
Wait, I had 38 tens. Now I have 39.
Exactly. Either way is great. Now, we're at 398. We can't jump by, well, I guess we could jump by tens more, but not to get to 400. I want to get to 400. I know I need 2 more to get to 400 because 98 plus 2 is my next 10. So that gets me to 400. From there, I'm just going to jump because I have 400. I have 400. I want to get to 436. I know I can just add 36 to it. 36, and that gets me to 436. Now I have to add all these up to make sense, but I'm going to break them down a bit easier for myself. This 100's by itself. This 10's by itself. This 2's by itself. But this 36, I can break it down to its parts.
That's a hard number.
Yeah, let's make it into a 30 and a 6. Now there's a few ways you can add this. You could just add them all in a row. You could go, I'll do this in my head just so you can see, but it's a hard way to do it. I'm going to break it down to 2 other ways, don't you worry.
This is not the most efficient way.
No, I wouldn't do this way. You could go 100, 110, 112, 142, 148. You could do it that way, but it's pretty hard to add that way. I personally would group my 10s and 1s together. So for example, I see the 100s by itself. Here's a set of 10 and here's some 10s. I put these 10s together. 10 plus 30 is 40. And here's my 1s, my 2s and 6s. If I put those together, 2 plus 6 is 8. Now I just add 100 plus 40 plus 8, and you can just say it, 148. And that's how you do a super challenge. If you got that, boys and girls, please write me an email, send me a picture. That's amazing.
Yeah, and if you're really, really good and you really want to stretch your brain, make up your own hard question and show us how you answer.
Definitely. I love changing my subtraction to addition.
Okay, so normally we don't do shout outs at the end, but this week George sent me a TRex fact, so I thought I would include that. When George did his Saskatchewan page, not only did he do 5 interesting facts, which is awesome, one of his interesting facts was about a T-Rex. So this is a Saskatchewan fact. Scotty was a T-Rex that was found in Saskatchewan. He is one of the most complete T-Rex skeletons in the world.
That is really cool.
And it looks like Rexy loves Scotty because Scotty is his uncle.
Boys and girls, I find that super cool that one of the most complete T-Rex skeletons in the entire world was found in Canada.
That's pretty awesome. All right, and Rexy's joke, because you know how Rexy likes to give you a dino joke. Why did the T-Rex become an astronaut?
I didn't know he would become an astronaut. Why?
He needed some space.
Yeah, Rexy's and Scotty need a little space.